I felt some weird pressure when he inserted the threads.
It felt like it went all the way to my scalp and I heard like a pop.
She gathers right here. So if this business bothers you, I have your solution.
Here's my beautiful before picture. As you can see, there's no chin.
Today we're going to be talking about the fox eye procedure, also known as PDO threads. These threads are being used not only to just yank your eyebrows into the stratosphere, but they're also used to give your chin, your jawline, your cheeks, pretty much anything that sags on your face a DIY facelift. And since we're on the topic of facelifts, let me give you guys a heads up. This video is for educational purposes only. I am not here to promote, I am not here to sell, and I'm definitely not here encouraging you to stick threads on your faces. I'm just giving you a little lowdown so you know what's going on if someone tries to convince you that you need to get this procedure done. So here's a scoop that I have when it comes to this fox eye procedure. Basically, they take this fancy dissolvable thread called a PDO thread, short for polydioxanone, which sounds way too sciencey in my opinion to be something that has to do with your face, and they insert it under your skin, as you guys can see right here. The goal, as you guys are watching, is to yank your eyebrows upwards, giving you that snatch look like you're perpetually in a wind tunnel or saw something that is very shocking at all times. But let's talk about the results just for a little second. Typically, the threads dissolve over about 6 to 12 months, give or take. So you go through all of that poking and all of that prodding, and in the end, you're looking at best a year before the fox runs out the woods and your face is back to square one. So after a year, it's time to reconsider round 2 or let gravity take control, which, spoiler alert, gravity always wins whether you like it or not. So let's check out some videos.
I'm going to fix your lower half of your face. Come on with me. She's very slim. You see all this gathering bit? She actually just doesn't have a lot of fat underneath her face, so her skin is sort of falling. So I'm going to take all this nice tissue and we're going to clean it up. I'm going to pick her up from the top and pick her from the bottom so she can have less nasolabial fold, less creping in this area. And it'll be beautiful.
I don't care how many times I watch this. Each time, the reaction is the same. Let's keep going.
We're doing beautiful threads. If you look really close, she gathers right here. So if this business bothers you, I have your solution. I'm gonna use a mesh and I'm gonna place PDO threads and I'm gonna reposition some of that fat pad and just kind of lift her up. You can see that she's quite full in this area. So we're gonna lift her straight up and also horizontally as well, and we'll just kind of clean up that whole jawline and it'll be beautiful.
Threads are so controversial, but I just got a thread lift yesterday, so I'm gonna spill all the tea and share my experience with you.
I did it because I had some mid-face laxity and a little jowling I didn't love. So I got this quick non-surgical procedure that involves inserting barbed threads deep into the skin to pull up tissue layers and anchor them, resulting in an immediate lift. The micro-injury cosmetic procedure also stimulates collagen production, which we love. These are all the areas you can get it done in, and it didn't hurt at all because my plastic surgeon injected me with a little lidocaine. I felt some weird pressure when he inserted the threads, and then he put on a little healing tape to help with inflammation, and that was it. I had a pretty numb face for about 4 hours. I looked a little crazy, but it was so much better the next day. So follow along for all the results.
If you're curious, go check her out. In my totally not so expert opinion, it seems pretty pointless. I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate, but that's just my opinion. It's like buying a brand new couch and then realizing it's only a rental and you have to return it within a couple of months. I mean, is it really worth the temporary lift when it causes more harm than good? We're gonna get into another video. I'm looking at it right now, but this procedure isn't just for your eyebrows, like I mentioned. It's also done for your jawline, your cheeks, your nose, your chin. Why are my arms like this? Same idea, same useless results. In my opinion, don't come for me. But here's the thing, just because you've got this procedure for every nook and cranny of your face doesn't mean it's a good idea. In fact, it's a classic case of just because you can doesn't mean you should. Why, you ask? Oh, let me count all the ways in which all this can go wrong. Bruising and swelling, whether it is your brows, your cheeks, your chin, your jawline. Get ready to look like you had a close encounter with a hornet's nest. So you're basically signing up for a few days or even weeks of looking like you went through rounds with a pillowcase full of bricks. Another thing is infection, and it's not just your eyebrows that can get infected. These threads can carry bacteria into other parts of your face. Nothing says a beauty quite like a nice little staph infection on your jawline. And then what a lot of people, why is my face twitch? My eye was twitching. Is this a sign for me to stop? Asymmetry, because what's better than one eyebrow being a little higher than the other? Why am I twitching? How about one cheekbone looking like it got a promotion while the other one's still over there at the lower bottom level of things? Perfectly imperfect, except, you know, not in a good way. And then, of course, my favorite, nerve damage and thread migration. Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that the thread that was supposed to be holding up your jawline decides to take a vacation over to your cheek. And I know it sounds absurd, but threads can migrate under your skin. You're literally playing hide and seek with your face. And then there's also the possibility that these threads can cause lumps, bulges, and puckering. That's when threads don't quite sit right under your skin and you end up with little lumps or ripples that look like you're smuggling peas under your cheeks. Now let's get into another video of a lady that has had this procedure done. Before we watch this video, it's gonna start at an awkward place because she pretty much mentions everything I've already explained, and if we were to listen to it again, it would not only annoy you guys, but it would annoy myself as well. So if you want the full video, be sure to check her out on TikTok, and then let's just take a look.
To be able to have a thinner face, get rid of the gels, you know, have like a refreshed look. And mind you, most places, and in this place that I'm about to show you guys that I went to, it's a robbery.
Not a robbery.
Now, this is the particular place that I went to. As you can see, it's a huge page. It's called Glow Aesthetic Center. It's in Encino. I traveled far to go to this particular area, and everything was going good until I actually got into the room where the nurse was. I didn't go in there inquiring about, oh, what do you think about my fillers? Like, nothing like that. But she was making it a point to tell me that, oh, your fillers migrated. And like just basically talking about my fillers. And I felt like it was super unprofessional, first of all. But that is not a point of this video, even though the nurse was a you could be a bitch, but as long as the results are there, babe, you know what I mean? But sadly, the results weren't there. And this place charges $250. I don't know about now, but months ago, they charged $250 a thread, and I thought, oh, maybe I need only 3 threads per side. This told me that I needed 10 threads, 5 on each side, at $250. And she says, yeah, if you don't get the 10 threads, it's not gonna make no difference. So I'm thinking, I bet
you should have walked away. You should have walked away. Now she does have a part 2. We're gonna check it out.
Now let's fast forward. So I'm in the chair, right? And now she's telling me that I need 10 threads that are $250 a piece. And so I'm like, okay, well now we're far over budget now.
Yeah.
But she was swearing up and down that I needed them, and that was the only way that it was gonna make a difference. So I was like, all right, cool. And I have before and after pics, and you guys are gonna die. So not only is it painful, let me show you guys what these threads look like. So do you see those barbed threads that are like zoomed in? That's what they look like. And these are the needles that they make a tiny incision here and one here in order to do like a full facelift. This is what this lady was telling me. And so I was like, all right, cool. I'll do the 10 threads if that's what you recommend and that's what's going to make a difference. Now let me show you guys my before and afters real quick.
She had no idea what she was doing.
This is my before.
Okay.
And let me show you my after.
Zero difference. Nothing moved.
This is my after. Before.
Nothing moved.
This is my after.
Nothing moved.
Joke, right? Not such a flattering picture, but this is my before from the front. Girl, and this was my after. You see my
moved is your ponytail.
Eye bags, they had me stressed the out. And you want to know the craziest thing is that this procedure was the most painful thing.
It shouldn't
They
have.
inject you with lidocaine a little bit around here, so you don't feel the needle go into this area, but you can feel it piercing through all the layers of your skin. And she literally got me on the temple, and I had a knot on my temple. Now let me show you guys a picture of that.
Oh God.
Look at the knot. And I remember feeling as soon as she pushed it up, it felt like it went all the way to my scalp, and I heard like a pop.
Oh.
and instantly I got the most massive migraine. And I told her, oh my gosh, my head is pounding right now. And she's like, oh no, it's because you have a lot of veins and da-da-da-da. And I started to get a knot bad, which in return gave me a black eye that started like this and it started to get worse. So now it turned like this. And let me close my eyelid and show you guys. Sis, at work, people were coming up to me like, oh, if your man is beating you, like, let him go. Like, I had people coming up to me thinking that I was getting abused. And I was like this for 2 weeks. They never tell you that. They're like, oh, it's going to be slight bruising, not a full-on black eye. It's a no for PDO threads for me. $2,500 down the toilet.
You live and you learn. That is crazy. That is insane, actually. And I was laughing at how she narrated the entire situation. What got me is when she said, let me close my eyes. And then there was a picture for her with her eyes closed. That was just, it was funny to me. It was funny to me. But for your coworkers to think your man was beating you up because of the bruising, is it a case of you didn't trust your gut instincts and you landed in the wrong hands? Or is it a case of PDO threads are a scam? Y'all let me know in the comments section below. Honestly, this whole procedure feels like you're using duct tape to hold your face together, except the tape is invisible and you don't get to peel it off when you're done. Even if everything goes perfectly, the results are so temporary that you've got to wonder, why are you putting yourself through all of this? It's like renting an expensive car, realizing that you have a road trip for only 1 hour and then having to return it. It's fun while it lasts, but ultimately it's kind of pointless. That's my opinion on this whole threading situation, and no matter how many times I stare at it, it always just makes my blood shiver. I don't know. That's the best way I can put it. My eyelid was tweaking, for heaven's sakes. That says a lot. I'm gonna keep it 100 if I haven't already. PDO threads or fox eye procedure for the jaw, chin, cheeks, or whatever else people are trying to lift are, in my humble opinion, about as useful as a screen door on a submarine. Sure, they might lift you up for a minute, literally, but then they disappear like that one friend who never sticks around when it's time to pay the bill. And in the meantime, you're risking nerve damage, an infection, lopsided features, and a whole bunch of complications for something that lasts maybe a year at best. So if you're thinking about getting this trend procedure, maybe just reconsider, embrace what you've got, and keep your face exactly where it is, safe from needles, dissolvable threads, and a whole lot of hassle. After all, there's nothing wrong with a little wrinkle here and there. I know some of y'all are gonna bite me in the comment section for that. It's all just proof that you've lived just a little, all right? If there is one procedure that I overlooked when it comes to cosmetic surgeries, it's definitely chin implants. People are literally implanting plastic or silicone into their faces to give that sharp, chiseled look, jawline that could literally cut through glass. It's like we've gone from heavy contouring to full-on construction. As the name suggests, chin implant, it is a silicone or a plastic implant that they put in your chin, which gives you the chiseled, sharp jawline that looks like it should have its own gym membership. Now, people go for this surgery for various reasons, sometimes to correct a weak chin or because their face lacks some definition. There's no judgment in that, but I will say when you're talking about permanently sticking a foreign object into your face, that is a huge commitment. And not only that, it is a commitment that can go wrong faster than you can say jawbreaker. Unlike the PDO threads, which we just covered, the chin implants aren't dissolving or temporary. Nah, this little accessory is here to stay, well, unless you go under the knife again to remove it, and trust me, that's about as fun as it sounds. Now, aside from the fact that people have become obsessed with angular jawlines and superhero-ish facial expressions, it's all about balance. Some people feel like their faces are too round or too flat and they want more structure. And if you've been scrolling through any social media, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, I know some people say you're old when you have Facebook, any social media pretty much regarding cosmetic surgery, or if you're flipping through a magazine, which you're really old if you do that, you'll see that chiseled is definitely the word of the day. For some people, it's also correcting their microgenia, I believe is what it's called, which is just a fancy term for having a chin that's too small for your face proportions. And others may have had an injury or trauma that affects their chin, so an implant is what seems as if it's the way to go in order to restore your facial harmony. But let's not get carried away. This isn't just about aesthetics. This is surgery, real surgery with real risk as well as real downtime. It's not just a quick trip to the mall for a new look, even if it is advertised that way by the advertisers of getting beauty hacks, beauty whatever. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. So let's talk about the less glamorous side of chin implants, because like everything else that seems too good to be true, it usually comes with a catch or a whole bunch of catches. First would always be infection as a risk similar to PDO, and then there is also implant shifting. Just imagine you're rocking your new chin only to realize it's decided to shift just a little bit to the left or to the right. Yep, that's right. The implant can move. So instead of a symmetrical jawline, you could end up with a chin that's playing hide and seek, similar to the PDO threads. Numbness, bone erosion, yep, over time the implant can actually press against your natural bone and cause it to erode. Yes, erode, as in your bone could wear away under the weight of the new implant. Now that's not a side effect that anyone advertises in the brochures. Another one would be implant rejection. Your body might straight up decide, you know what, this is a foreign object, I do not want any parts of it. And when that happens, you're looking at removal surgery, which means more money, which means more recovery, more time, and a whole lot of hassle. And let's not forget the general complications that come with any surgery: anesthesia risk, scarring, blood clots, and all those delightful things that you definitely weren't thinking about when you decided to go under the knife. We're gonna get into a few videos. Whatever you guys are about to see here, well, the first clip at least, it's not blood, okay? She'll explain exactly what it is, so let's check it out.
We're doing a chin implant today. What we normally do for a chin implant is I have a whole bunch of different sizes. We have small, medium, large, extra large. They look like this. They're blue, and I put them in an antibiotic solution. These have a less chance of getting infected. For this patient, I think she would do well with either a small or medium, so I'm going to try both and see which would look better, and then based on the views, we'll decide what size to use.
I am 2 months post-op from my chin implant and AccuLift procedure. I think the number one thing I get is, you didn't need that. Why'd you get it? We're gonna talk about it. Here's my beautiful before picture. As you can see, there's no chin. It pretty much just runs right into my neck. I have no jawline. Here's what I look like exactly 2 months post-op.
All the jawline.
It speaks for itself.
Getting my chin implant removed, and I'm so excited. Do you see when I talk, it goes like this? I know we're not meant to
even when I
our
talk,
faces
sometimes
as much
that
as
does
we do, but we
happen.
do,
But
because of these phones. So, like, I can't wait to not be able to see this. I think I'm gonna feel so much better about myself. When you get a nose job, a lot of the time they tell you get a chin implant as well for like symmetry, but I've had it for almost 3 or 4 years.
What if you don't need
really
it?
don't like it.
It looks like you have some peas under your chin.
Like, that's what bothers me. So I chatted with my plastic surgeon, and I only have to pay for the room fee, and you can get it taken out without going under. I feel like the reason I waited so long was because I didn't want to go under, and I also thought it'd be really expensive. But I guess if you go back to your old plastic surgeon and you don't like it, they can just take it out for you, and you just pay like the room fee.
I wonder what the
before
before
like
was.
to 1,000.
Before she
So
got the
these
implant.
are chin implants. See, there's different sizes. We have extra large, large, medium, and small. And they have a certain profile here. You see, for example, comparing the small to the extra large. So depending on how much chin advancement we want, we pick the implants. So these are just sizers. These are not the actual implants. And it's actually this way. So
you didn't
also
even have
you
it
see
right.
they have these extension. These are extended anatomical chin implants. Fill out the jowl. See this area where you have the jowl? So I love these implants because they fill this in, so you get a continuous jawline. Okay, and it's permanent. And this is
That
actually,
just looks scary.
I place it through inside the mouth, so I don't make incision down here, so like some do, so you avoid a scar.
But how would how would you do it from
It's
inside?
been 6 months since I got my chin done, so without further ado, I think it's high time we do a full chin update. For
Give
those
us an
of you
update,
who don't
girl.
know, I had a recessed chin and I didn't like it, so I chose to get a chin implant, and I could not be happier. Since getting my chin done, I feel like I have watched my face shape change almost every single day. So the first few months, I noticed that my face was so stiff. Even when I go back and watch old videos, I feel like I was talking like this after I got my chin implant installed, because it was so tight and it took so long for my whole face to get used to having this silicone thing stuck to the bottom of my face. Now that we're 6 months out, I feel like this is the end result, and I'm loving it. I'm loving the way it looks. Also, I have noticed that I have always had a very full face, but since getting an implant, I noticed that like my face shape has slimmed out, and I think it's given me a very pretty effect. Not that I didn't think I was pretty before, but I think a prettier effect. Like, I now have these like little cheekbones that I didn't have, all because of a little 6mm implant.
You know, after doing these videos for a while, at the end of the day, it's your choice, but maybe think twice before you start implanting stuff in your face. It's like some people always say, some trends are better left to filters and good lighting, and your chin, it's probably already doing more for you than you realize. That is my own opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys on the next one.